The next important understanding about yourself you need to discover you, why the way you are, why you behave the way you behave, why the way you think, why you act or react the way you react. Please listen. How many of you found out there is so much of gap between your inner image and outer image? Raise your hand. Almost contradicting. There is so much of gap between how you feel about you inside and how you project outside. Raise your hand. Listen. Yes, now you can listen. The gap between how you feel as you and listen, the gap between how you feel about you, inner image and outer image, how you show you to others. This gap is self-doubt. How the self-doubt comes, I'll explain to you now. Please listen. Sometimes you go out and talk to others. Do you know what all I can do? I am this, I am that. You project about you which is not there. You tell about you which is not there. But others are convinced. You project so powerfully, others are convinced. When they are convinced, you come back and look inside. You see you are not convinced about you. You convince the other person, but you are not convinced. Then you start getting doubt about you. Doubts about yourself, your capability. That is what I call self-doubt. Listen. How many of you understand this word self-doubt? You convince others through your outer image, how you project you, but you are not convinced. That is self-doubt. Then next, listen. Sometimes there is a gap between outer image, means how you project yourself to others, and others' image, how they look at you. You try to project yourself as a humble, nice, sweet, joyful, cool person. But the others think, see how this fellow is acting. What you try to project as you and what others believe as you, this gap. Listen, this gap is self-hatred. That is where you feel, I am not enough unto myself. I am not enough for me. Because I try to do something and they try to understand me in some other way. When that gap goes on increasing, understand that whole experience you have about you is self-hatred. The experience you go on having about you is self-hatred. And how many of you understand this word? Self-hatred. If you are not able to make others believe what you project, you start disbelieving about you. And you start feeling, I am not enough unto me. That is self-hatred. Others' image and life image, gap between others' image and life image. Listen. Others' image means how others feel about you. Life image means how you feel about others. You go on telling, no one understands me. They all should change to understand me. They go on telling, you should change. Everyone around you tells, you should change. But you feel everyone around you should change. Your image and their image, their image about you, like the other's image, your image about life, this gap goes on creating a war in you, denial in you. That is self-denial. Please listen. Self-denial. Listen. All over the world, all of you are able to see? Yes, great. Listen. How others feel about you, how you feel about others, that gap is self-denial. Self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. Understand these examples? Now you need to look in the self-doubts you have, means gap between inner image and outer image. Self-hatred you have, the gap between outer image and others' image. Self-denial you have, others' image, the gap between others' image and life image. I call this as SDHD. Self-doubt, hatred, denial. SDHD. Whole inner awakening program is about completing this SDHD and liberating you. Here in these 3 days, I introduce these signs to you. In the inner awakening, you completely experience completing with SDHD. You go on playing this game of SDHD with you. Self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. You go on playing this game with you. Listen. How many of you understand these 3 words? Self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. Raise your hand. Now just few minutes, I want you to internalize on this SDHD. Don't bother about the inner image you have, self-doubts you have, self-hatred you have, self-denial you have. Don't bother about all that. Just sit and pen down. If you are given free hand, free energy and freedom, what is the best inner image you want to have? What is the best outer image you want to project? What is the best others image you want to have? What is the best life image you want to have about others? God tells you suddenly, my son, ask what do you want? What's the inner image you want, outer image you want, others image you want, life image you want? I'll give you. What you will write and give him, please write. Now, You all know what is the best inner image, outer image, life image, others image you want to have, and what you have. The gap is what I call incompletion. If the incompletions are removed, the inner image you have will become what you want to have. Outer image you have will become what you want to have. It is like in the 18 karat gold, if you remove the copper, it will become 24 karat gold. That's all. 18 karat gold is the inner image you have. 24 karat gold is the inner image you want to have. If you remove what you have, the copper from what you have means copper from the 18 karat gold, it will become 24 karat gold. If you remove incompletions from the inner image you have, it will become who you want to have. Listen. The definitions of incompletions, the past thoughts, emotions, patterns, hangovers, residues, sitting in the present and suffocating you, not letting you live your future is incompletion. Please listen. The past thoughts, emotions, patterns, hangovers, residues, sitting in the present and suffocating you, and not letting you live your future is incompletion. All your SDHD is incompletion. All your powerlessness is incompletion. All your anger, violence, everything is incompletion. So first thing you need to do, please understand, first thing you need to do, list down at least 10 incompletions you have about you and life. I'll help you to complete with them. The first thing you need to do is penning down the incompletions you have. Listen. It can be as simple as at the age of 7 your brother snatched your ice cream. You feel always things are snatched from you. Or your mother made you sit on the dining table. You are afraid to look down and still you carry the fear of heights. Your mother stopped you playing in the rain, saying that you will catch cold, and still the moment you see the rain through the window, you sneeze. It can be as simple as this or as complicated as sexual abuse you went through. If you went through. Are the accidents, dangers you faced in your life for survival? Sit. At least pen down 10 incidents from which you developed some of your incompletions, fears. Then I'll teach you, lead you into completion. Just few minutes, quickly write at least 10 incidents. Now I'm initiating you into a very powerful, most powerful process, meditation process called completion. Please listen. This one technique can give you whatever you want, whether it's a healing from headache or enlightenment itself. I'll describe this process in just 2 lines. Mahadeva, Shiva, gives this process to Devi in Shiva Sutras. I'll read out the original translation and then explain. Look at your past disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. Listen. Now I am giving you the explanation. In one line, relive to relieve. Any incident you know is still in your memory as pain, powerlessness, guilt, fear, anger, violence, any incident. Sit, go back to that age, forget about this present form. That is a very important word Mahadeva is using. Having even your form having lost its present characteristics. See, if an incident has happened at the age of 7, your mom, you are playing in the rain and your mom is beating you and dragging you into the house and putting you into the house and saying, don't play in the rain, you will catch cold. You can't relive that incident from this moment. Means like from this knowledge, intelligence, saying, oh, my mom did right thing, she was protecting my health. No. At that time, what you really felt. At that time, did you feel that your mom is protecting your health? No. You are kicking her, kicking the wall, throwing tantrum. You are thinking she is controlling you. So go back to the intelligence of at that time. Go back to the mood of at that time. Go back to the space of at that time. And sit, relive, relive, relive. I tell you, relive each incident you want to complete, each incompletion, at least 5 times. Suddenly you will see that incident, that incompletion, that anger, guilt, fear, powerlessness does not have any more power over you. It just melts down. It just disappears. It is not there. It is not there. Understand? It is not there. I'll explain once more. Choose the incident you want to complete with. Go back, sit, and relive the incident and relieve. Relive at least 5 times. Just become that child again. Relive, relive, relive. Go through the same experience again. And naturally you will relieve. So please sit straight. I initiate all of you into this process of completion. You can do the completion process today. Either you can do it in the temple or ashram where the class is happening, or you can go back to your house and do it wherever you want. And come back tomorrow for the next session, next program. Come back tomorrow for next session. So with this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.